Dear teachers, many times couple of teachers have come and asked me, what other qualities should a teacher possess apart from having good knowledge of the subject, required skills to communicate properly to the students, a right attitude towards the profession in terms of commitment and dedication. I used to share to my teachers who worked under me, a teacher should play the parental role in the class before he or she plays the teacher's roles. I was convinced about this particular relationship between the teacher and the student after I happened to read a true story about a teacher, Mrs. Thompson, and her relationship with the student Teddy. You would have heard the story or you would have read the story somewhere. It is very much available in the net. You can go through it. But still I would like to share this to highlight how powerful this particular type of relationship can be if one adopts in the classroom setup. There was a boy called Teddy studying in 4th standard in a school which believes in inclusive education. And the class teacher happened to be Mrs. Thompson that year. Mrs. Thompson had the habit of starting the class by telling the students, "I love you all." And she very well knew that her love for Teddy was slightly less than the love she had for other students. The reason being, Teddy was not attentive in the class, not receptive to suggestions, untidy, casual attitudes, and looked always drowsy in the class. Mrs. Thompson did not take steps to find out why he was like that in the class. The school had a procedure as in any other school in India. After every examination, the teacher has to write the progress card, which should also contain the marks of the students scored in the examination. And there was a column for the teacher to write remarks. The school gave a lot of importance for that. The teacher completed the progress card of all the students and sent to the principal for countersigning, and that's the procedure followed in that school as any other school in India. The principal was signing the progress cards, and when it came to the turn of signing Teddy's progress card, she was surprised to find only the marks, which was very, very mediocre, and the remarks column was completely empty. Nothing was written there. The principal was a bit surprised. How is it possible not to write any remarks for any students? She called for Mrs. Thompson and inquired, "Mrs. Thompson, why is that you have not written any remark for Teddy?" And Thompson was blunt to convey, "Sorry madam, I have nothing to write for Thompson because I don't find something interesting about the child and I didn't know what to write." This particular response of Mrs. Thompson shocked the principal. Immediately she summoned the office clerk to bring the previous 3-year progress card and give it to Ms. Thompson to go through it. Reluctantly, Mrs. Thompson took the progress card, went to a staff room and started to go through the progress cards. The class 1 progress card the teacher has written, Teddy is a fantastic student. We really enjoyed teaching him. Thompson was surprised to read this. Class 2 progress card was something different. Teddy evinces interest in all areas of educational interest. Not only in academics, he shows interest towards even co-curricular activities. The third prayer progress card was different. Teddy is losing interest in studies, and the progress in terms of academics is coming down. The reason, when I analyzed, was his mother had been affected by terminal cancer, and that is disturbing him. The end of the year progress card's remark was something different of the class 3. Teddy has completely lost interest in studies. The reason is he has lost his mother, and the dad has no time for him. If we don't take care of Teddy, we may lose him completely. And when Mrs. Thompson read this particular remark, she felt ashamed. She felt very, very disheartened about not going into the details of Teddy when she found him casual, disinterested. At that particular moment, she decided that she is going to change herself. She is going to change her attitude towards Teddy. She went to the class the very next day. Of course, she repeated the same statement, "I love you all." Now the love for Teddy was something more than what it was for other students and what she showed to Teddy previously. She started giving a lot of time. She started investing time more on Teddy with a lot of love and affections. And she could see a big difference happening in Teddy. That year, for the Christmas celebrations, every child brought some gift for the class teacher. Teddy also brought a gift wrapped in the newspapers. She opened all the gifts, and when she saw that particular gift of Teddy wrapped in a newspaper, she was eager to see what it was. She opened it, and there she found a perfume bottle with 50% empty, and a bracelet with few stones not there. Mrs. Thompson was able to understand the importance of this particular gift given to her. And she called Teddy and said, "This is the most beautiful gift I have seen. What is this?" And to this, Teddy said, "Madam, I treat you like my mom. This perfume was used by my mom before she passed away. And this is the bangle she wore when she was alive. I want you to wear it. I want you to use this perfume." Tears rolling in the eyes of Mrs. Thompson, she immediately sprays on her dress the perfume, and she wore the bangle for a couple of minutes. And at that particular moment, Teddy hugged her and said, "Ma'am, I see my mom in you," and he started crying. The relationship strengthened day by day. And it so happened at the end of the year, when Teddy was ready to go to the next class, he brought a card and gave it to Mrs. Thompson, and which read like this: "I have seen many teachers till now, but I would rate you as the best teachers. Thank you, ma'am, for taking care of me." The years roll by. Every year at the end of the year, Teddy used to go to Mrs. Thompson and give a card, and the caption read like this: every year. I have seen many teachers coming and handing class for me, but still I would rate you as my best teacher. Thank you, ma'am, for all the love and affection you have given to me. He finished his high school. Mrs. Thompson also retired, and there was a gap. But the gap was only in not seeing Mrs. Thompson, not seeing Teddy. But she used to always receive a card every year where this particular caption would be repeated by Teddy. Meanwhile, Teddy has become Dr. Theodore, qualified as a doctor. One day, Mrs. Thompson received a special card. A visitor came to hand over that particular card, a huge card. Mrs. Thompson has become old. And when she opened that envelope to see the card, it was an invite for Dr. Theodore. Teddy, who has now become Dr. Theodore, an invite for his wedding. And a letter was there, surprisingly having the same caption: you are the best teacher. And he also added, my wedding will become meaningful only if you can come over here and occupy the place of my mom. And he has attached 2 flight tickets, one for her and one for an attendant. Mrs. Thompson, in spite of her old age, decided to go for that wedding. On the day of that wedding, she was there. It was in a church. Two of them were waiting to receive us. She wanted to occupy the last seat of that particular church. They escorted her and took her to the front row, where there was a placard on the well-decorated seat and said, my mom. And they made her sit on that particular chair, watched by Dr. Theodore and his wife from the stage. After the wedding was over, Dr. Theodore brought his wife down, touched the feet of Mrs. Thompson, took her blessings, and said to his wife, if not for Mrs. Thompson, I wouldn't have been what I am today. Mrs. Thompson immediately hugged him and said, Dr. Theodore, my loving Teddy, I would like to change this particular statement. If not for you, I wouldn't have realized that a teacher should be first a mother before becoming a teacher. They both hugged each other. She blessed Dr. Theodore and his wife, and with tremendous satisfaction, she was leaving towards her home. And Dr. Theodore also was really pleased that she was playing the role of his mom. Dear friends, this is what I want to convey to you. A teacher should be first a parent, a mother, a dad, before playing the role of a teacher. You can have any number of qualities in you which goes with the definition of a teacher, but if you don't play this role as a parent, well, I would say that something you're missing in your life. God bless you. Thank you very much.